Scorpio, I am Jess from the Nimbi, bringing you a timeless tarot message. This message is intended to find you when you need to hear something within it most. The animals really want to start this reading. All right, let's just go ahead and get started with an overall energy. They were like screaming at me. It was crazy. Universe, angels, spirits, guides, ancestors, aliens, please, thank you. Give me the message that we need to hear most today on our journey. Jaguar. What is Jaguar? I keep wanting to say secrets, but that's Lynx. Let's see. Usually they come right to me. What's going on here? Jaguar. There you are. Integrity, impeccability. Oh, I should have known that. That's how I remember this one card in a deck that I have. Yeah, okay. Integrity, impeccability. I love that. This is number 51, breaks down to a 6. I'm hearing equality. Nice. Let's see what wants to come out. All right, I'm being guided to the Voyager Tarot. Voyager Tarot, what do you have to tell Scorpio today? Scorpio, any placement, cross watchers are always welcome. Guys, I really intend that these messages find you if you need to hear something within them, regardless of your placement. Let's see. Scorpio, message for the viewer. Scorpio. Thank you. All right, what do we have? I just heard it's built into your DNA, and it was talking about integrity and impeccability, but that wasn't the sentence. All right, so the 5 of Worlds, which is the 5 of, what are those, Pentacles, and it says setbacks. This is about being left out in the cold. I feel it's temporary, though. And then we've got the Woman of Wands, Censor. It's like you know that this is a temporary setback. Whatever this is, I'm also being guided to say show up for your world with impeccability, or show up to the world with impeccability. Okay, regardless of the things that are going on around you, maintain your inner impeccability. It's in your DNA. This, on the back of this card here, is like a, what do you call that? Like a cross-section of DNA? Maybe not cross-section. It's DNA. I remember reading the book one day a long time ago. All right, let's see what else comes out here. The 2 of Worlds, reflection. I'm getting icy cold with this. I mean, look at it. It's all snowy. Something is icy cold. That could be whatever is setting you back. Something is like frozen, stuck in time, encapsulated in ice is coming through. Interesting. Okay, so just like a little joke. One person used to like refer, he was a man who had very challenging luck with women, and he always referred to them as like, you know, being cold because the black ichor that runs through the veins or something. And that's coming out right now, which is kind of funny because I don't think that. But it's like, you know, maybe you've experienced someone that is icy cold, and that's why this is coming through right now, because it's been years since I've heard that. But it's like there's some kind of something cold that's really setting you back, keeping you kind of like stuck in anticipation. Okay, thank you. All right, we're gonna stop there. The 9 of Crystals, narrowness. Yeah, this is having a limited view. It sometimes is hard to see a bigger picture when you feel really stuck. And then the 8 of Crystals, synthesis. Crystals in this deck are swords. So these are both air energies. Thought spaces is what's coming through. I do like that this 8 of Swords in particular is, you know, we were talking about being stuck just a second ago, but before I even pulled that 8 of Swords energy, but it's like in here it's synthesis. It's like that time of being stuck, of being still, of being frozen in place is to transform something. What do we have on the bottom of the deck? Yes, the 9 of Worlds, harvest. You can't harvest right after you plant seeds, guys. You have to let them grow. And sometimes you have to plant them over the winter so that they can go through the right process and like break down that shell in order for them to be able to grow and come to fruition. So there is something to that. All right, impeccability. Keep your impeccability in place. I'm gonna go with this deck. Okay. Scorpio, what do we got here? So the Nine of Worlds also talks about being abundant, being really independent. You know, it's typically, so the Nine of Pentacles is typically the image of the woman standing in her, I'm going to say palace, her fortress, and interesting that it's coming out that way. Especially because we were talking about somebody being icy cold. So it could be you in some way, kind of like guarded off, like feeling trapped in your world. There's a lot of abundance here though coming through. There's a lot of abundance, a lot of nurturing. I'm hearing self-care. So this is like you being impeccably you, right? Being that Nine of Pentacles energy, really like standing in your own power. There's a fierceness also. I'm really like, I know that this isn't the traditional deck, but I'm really being drawn to like in a traditional deck. I wonder if she'll just pop up. She usually has like a falcon or something on her hand, and there's some kind of fierceness, like going after something, like setting your eyes on it, seeing it clearly first of all, and then setting your eyes on it and just going after it and knowing that you're gonna get it. That's really coming through, and that is like, that's an impeccably powerful, manifestation. Okay, that's what's coming out. So that's what I'm going to go with. Let's do one more shuffle. Okay. Talk to me about the Nine of Worlds harvest, please. Thank you. One more card. One more card. Thank you so much. King of Swords, love it. And the Empress, nice. These are really balancing energies. That Empress, again, is that very abundant, nurturing energy. Apparently those words wanted to come out together. There is this clarity. Remember, I was just talking about the Falcon, and this King of Swords is representing that energy to me. I was totally feeling it. But it's like knowing what you want, knowing how you're going to get it, and just going for it and doing it, and knowing that it's all going to come to you. This Empress, she typically sits back and she just waits for the things to come into her, right? She waits for her harvest. She knows that everything that she needs and deserves and wants and all that will come to her. But this King of Swords is a nice balancing energy to that, because he sees what he wants and he's strategic and he plans and he goes after it and he gets it. So that's a really nice energy, very balanced energy coming through here. They both are impeccable, right? They're both amazing. Like they just know what they want. They go after it, and it comes, you know. It's a nice balance. All right, let's talk about the Five of Worlds setback. Isolation was really coming through. Yeah, so look at that. I knew she'd pop out. The Nine of Wands, or Swords. No, God. I'm sorry. These are definitely Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. It's funny because when I feel the energies, I notice often I will misstate them. So it's hilarious. But see the Falcon? There's like a fierceness here. Okay, so I knew that would come out. Then we've got the Page of Cups, Nine of Cups, Page of Swords. So we have two pages. Okay, I know what it is. I want to put it down like that. I'm going to scoot it over. I don't think you can see that. There you go. All right. Setbacks. Okay. Two pages. You know, this is the page in a headspace and the page in a heart space, and they're both pages. So they're not these really like well-developed energies, right? They're very novice is the word that's coming through, but they try is the important thing. They try though, and sometimes they fail, but that's because they're pages, because they're still learning. They're learners. That's what the pages are all about, is like getting information and getting skills and all of the things, and can also be messages. I'm having a hard time speaking, guys. Messages coming but it's like there's a delay, and I think that's why it's coming out with the Five of Worlds setbacks. But then we have these two nines, which nines are like right before the 10, right before completion. You know, these are really good nines to have also. It's not like the Nine of Wands where you're like guarded or something like that, or even the Nine of Swords. Like these are the best nines to have. You know, we have the Pentacles, so everything tangibly, you know, coming together and being super solid. And then wish fulfillment, the Nine of Cups. And it's like there's this sense of things coming together, even though there's probably been some setbacks because there was a little bit of learning that needed to happen, but it's like right before the completion. Like you're right there, you're on the edge of it. It's really nice feeling. So then let's talk about the Woman of Wands, Censor. Yeah, because I think you intuitively know that this is coming. You intuitively know you're right at that tipping point before, like, you know, the next phase, which is completion, and then off to something new. Let's see, the Woman of Wands. Woman of Wands, please. Okay. That was the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. So now we have two sevens coming out with that, and the Queen of Swords. Again, there's this balanced energy. So we've got the Woman of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands, right? Very, very passionate, very courageous. Maybe you guys are having a hard time talking lately. I'm kind of feeling like this, like a cat's got my tongue kind of thing happening here. I'm having a hard time, and I feel like it's your energy, guys. So yeah, so we have this really nice energy of, you know, kind of balance between that like passion, fire, like going and getting, and then also that like strategy, boundary setting, like queen who does like really just gets things done. There's like, I feel like the Queen of Swords is pretty black and white, so it's kind of a nice energy to have that kind of more like passionate, fiery energy that maybe is a little more tempted to step into the gray. And then we've got these two sevens, so the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Cups, and I feel there's a little bit of a protective energy of kind of wanting to protect your ideas and your creations. It's like hiding them in a smokescreen is the message that's coming through. Typically this card can talk about like being confused, having a lot of choices. I think this is kind of hiding your options though, honestly. It's kind of guarding them, it's keeping them safe, protecting them from like the outsiders. You're not really like talking about something yet is really how it's coming through. It's on ice. Okay, I was just reminded of that. It's on ice. Some kind of idea or option, or it's something you're inspired to follow. It's kind of being put on ice. You're protecting it, and this is a part of your strategy. I kind of feel like interesting. I feel like maybe you think you're like kind of in that page space, so you're protecting something until you're ready to complete it. Let's talk about the Two of Worlds, reflection. This talks about balance, equilibrium. Holy smokes. Okay, so the Hermit on his side, I'm just going to leave him right there. The Ten of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, okay. Wasn't I just talking about this? Like, bringing something into completion so you could start something new. And here it is again, coming through. So the Ten of Wands, and then you have the Page of Wands, and then you have the Ace of Wands. And these two both talk about kind of like something new coming in, some kind of inspiring action. These are all wands, right? So this is something felt in that really like kind of intuitive, passionate place. And then we got this Ten of Wands. So this is bringing balance. This is bringing balance in from something that is feeling like a burden to you and transforming it into something new, something you can do something with. This is reflecting on how this transformation process is happening. It's so hard when these are all like in the camera it's backwards. Like for you, I guess it probably should be like that. You know, how it's like moving in this way. But see, again, okay, the way I just played that whole thing out is transformation. It's a change in perspective, right? It's just shifting, just a shift. My perspective is a little different. This is backwards for me, but for you, this is the right way. And for me, this is the right way. There's something to that. That did not come out as that was not a mistake. The message was that, reflecting, right? Reflecting, because you're backwards from me, seeing it differently. And that's why this Hermit's right here. Hermit, sleeping energy. I do read sideways cards. Sleeping energy for me. So this Hermit, he's not really looking in. He's not really going in. He's not really going out either, though. He's kind of just like not really doing much. But I think you're being called to look at this energy. This energy wants to be looked at. It wants to be addressed. It wants to know. It wants you to like take a look at what is your star. Where does your hope and faith and dreams lie? And take a look inside and figure out what that is for you. And I feel like maybe things are being put on ice so that you can do that. It's almost like the universe is forcing a timeout. So then we got, I'm gonna put them like that. Okay, narrowness, the 9 of crystals. Let's talk about that for a minute, please. The 9 of crystals, narrowness. Thank you. What's that? Death. Yeah. This is all about transformation. What I just played out up here is definitely like, that's a very strong theme in this reading, guys. Let's talk about the 9, one more. 9 of crystals. Thank you. And the 4 of cups. Yeah, if you only look at one thing, you're going to miss things that are coming in for you. So this guy's focusing on, he actually looks in this deck like he's taking a nap. He's got these 3 full cups. It looks like he's taking a nap. So he's like not even worried about whatever could come in because he's got these 3 full cups. But there's a 4th cup that wants to come in. There's a 4th cup that he's sleeping on. He's sleeping on it. That sleeping hermit. He's sleeping. He's sleeping. He can't see that cup because he's sleeping. Narrowness, right? So this is needing to change the perspective, needing to shift something, needing to also let something go. The death card can represent an inevitable ending. This doesn't have to be bad. This doesn't have to be people dying. It could just be, you're getting a promotion. So your old job is now, ending, but it's inevitable because you're moving on. You're moving up. It's an upgrade. When there's an upgrade, the old stuff isn't really relevant anymore. It's something like that coming through. So it's like having like a clear vision of that, like just really finding clarity in the bigger picture and not being so stuck on like the small little minutia is what I'm hearing. Let's talk about this 8 of crystals synthesis, because this is really like shifting your perspective and seeing something for what it really is. The 3 of pentacles, and the 8 of wands in reverse. Okay. Yeah, so this is a transformation of these energies. This 8 of wands in the reverse, to me, it talks about taking action, communicating. I feel like it's a very singular energy though. And then we've got this 3 of pentacles, and this is teamwork, this is collaboration, this is a coming together. So it's like kind of like, enough taking action on your own. Like you've done enough of that. It's time to like recognize that there's like more involved here and to put work into something bigger. Work into something bigger. That's really coming through here. So it's like, the focus isn't on the singularity. Like all of these wands had to come from one spot and they're going to one spot, right? They're not like shotgunned out. And it's like, that's really the message coming through here. So it's like transforming that kind of like I, me into like we, us. And that's the message that's coming through. So that's what I'm going to give you. But always maintain your sense of impeccability, because when you are impeccable, it brings that right back to you. We are magnets for what we put out, and our energy field dictates what comes into us. So just keep that in mind. And if you're always in your like place of being impeccable and, you know, really honoring yourself and stuff like that, like, then that's what's gonna come back to you guys. So this Two of Wands talks about making a decision or needing to make a decision, but it specifically talks about leaving your comfort zone and like moving into something that's new, something that's different, something that's not comfortable and known. Yeah, so I feel like that's kind of where you're at. But you know what is always comfortable? Your impeccable being inside all the time. You have it all the time. It never goes anywhere. So it's like kind of, even if you are walking into this unknown space, into the new, wanting to reach out, wanting to branch out, you can always go back to yourself. And I think that that's really important for somebody to hear. All right, so what deck do I want to grab some advice with? I'm being drawn to this deck, so we'll go with it. All right, advice for Scorpio. Thank you. One more shuffle. Advice for Scorpio. Okay. Advice for Scorpio, please. Whoa. Thank you. All right. So the Three of Wands shot out. Then we got the Page of Wands. We already have him. Temperance and the Nine of Wands. Yeah. Okay. The Three of Wands and the Page of Wands. So I was just talking about how what you put out comes back. I feel that this card is very representative of that. This person is putting work into whatever this is. Like a magic soup. I'm going to go with that. It's the magic flower soup. They're putting, it's almost like they're putting the like petals and they love me not. It feels like that. Putting that in. And it's like putting, but it's like just putting solid love in. And then that's what's coming out. And it's coming out and it's pulling in. The imagery is awesome. That's why I went with this deck. Okay, it's pulling in something else, right? It's pulling in the things that are on that frequency. In this case, it's actually a person. So for some of you, that might be what's happening here, that there's another energy that you're trying to like bring into your world. It's not for all of you, I don't think, though. It actually kind of feels a little more like work or house or something like that. But for some of you, because this imagery is what it is, this is a person coming in that you're like desiring, you're manifesting in some way. And then the message coming through here is that you need to receive it. Being impeccable, knowing your worth, knowing that you are deserving is the word coming through. You are deserving of what you're trying to bring into your world. That's why this is coming out. The Temperance card with the Nine of Wands. Balance out this protective energy. This energy that is like guarding you, is putting you behind something, is keeping you a little bit separate. There's something to that. So it's like, you know, if you put your intention into something and you put your work into something and you like stand in your impeccability and you know that something is going to come to you, you embody this Empress energy, knowing that those things are coming back, your harvest is going to come into fruition, right? You planted your seeds and now it's coming. So it's like temper that energy of like, I'm not good enough. Maybe it's not going to work. Like there's some doubt here that I think you're kind of like playing with. The Queen of Wands coming out again. Don't be doubtful. She knows she's like freaking awesome. Cool. Well, I'm going to grab you a fortune and then send you on your way. Coming afternoon, there will be an important meeting in the South. Okay. Well, there you have it. I don't know why I'm being really drawn to say that the South is a fiery energy. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I'm being drawn to say it, so I'm going to say it. The South is fiery. Yeah, that's what I got for you. I hope that this content resonates with you, Scorpio. Please like, share, subscribe if you want to get more of my tarot readings. I also do daily oracle messages. Yeah, that's what I got for you. Ooh, comment. I love your comments. Okay. Until next time, sending so much love and light. Bye.